Okay, everybody, almost ready. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie. I'm your host. I'm so happy to be here. If you are listening live, it is the 12th of April at about 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you're listening to an archive or a replay, I still want to welcome you to the show. Oh, I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're having a good I don't know, a good experience, good spring. Oh man, it is snowing here and cold as hell. Our weather has sure been all over the place, but what can you do, right? Typical spring in Idaho business. Where my daughter lives in Montana, there is a nest of eagles that I follow, and keep an eye on because I, love that kind of stuff. They have a webcam, keeping an eye on them that way. And the last year they fledged three eaglets, and this year they have three in the nest, three eggs, and they've hatched one, and they expect the other two to hatch. They don't lay them all at the same time, and they don't all hatch at the same time. It takes a little, time. So, anyway, long story short, I was looking at that page this morning, and the locals are really worried that the eaglets may not be able to withstand the current blizzard that they're having. So, sending lots of warm vibes their way. I would be horrified if anything happened to those babies this year. Last year, I hate to even tell you this, it's such a Debbie Downer story, but last year, all three babies were electrocuted in the same day. As soon as they fledged, left the nest, they all went to the exact same place on a power line that was not raptor safe, and they all died. It was horrifying. So the locals have worked really hard with the power company between now and then to try to get something safer, get, eagle safe, raptor safe, protective stuff on the lines. There's a thing that they can put on them so that if raptors, with their really long wings, what happens is that they land on these power poles, and then as they take off, a wing will reach down and touch the power line on their way into to take off into flight, and it kills them immediately. So they just need them to install these insulator things to prevent that from happening. So I'm hoping that that happened, but now I'm really hoping that they can make it through this storm because I guess they're having a hell of a blizzard today. So dang it. Anyway, so lots of love to the Miles City Eagles that they make it through the day, that the eggs in the nest make it okay, that the one that has fledged makes it okay, that, yeah, we can see them take off this year, yeah, and thrive. So anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you all that story, except for that it's just what's in my head because I was just reading about it a few minutes ago. Anyway, I want to tell you that we are over in the chat room. You can find us by heading over to 12radio.com. Click on the chat button and you'll be redirected into the Facebook chat. And you'll see my banner at the top of the page and other people chatting there. I want to welcome Renee, Tiffany, Sid, Lillian, Rebecca, Terry. Hold on, I think the rest of it's me. Oh, other Terry. We have double trouble today, the double T's. Welcome to Pamela and Maya. At any rate, you can find us there. I'm also live streaming this event from Facebook Live and YouTube Live. You can find that in either place under Katie Weaver, Domestic Mystic. So any way you slice it, you should be able to come and hang out. So, hey, Deb. So I do have a little bit of show and tell. So maybe we should show and tell. I already put them in the chat room. It's mostly as dragons. We've just been printing dragons this week a lot. We were traveling again, so Hey, Sid. We are, yeah, I don't know why. It's all dragons right now. Well, and a skull, really cool. Do you remember the ram's horn skull I showed you guys last week? Scott just made a new one. Hey, Renee, that is freaking awesome, but it's not quite ready to share yet. But I'll share it with you next week. He's practicing some painting techniques with resin with PLA with 3D printed resin or stuff. Oh my gosh, amazing. Anyway, so let me show you some really fun dragons. this one, try and get his face up here so you can see how cool his face is. See that? Isn't he awesome? Yeah. And then look at his look at all the scales on him. He's so freaking cool. And his tail. Anyway, and he's long too. He's a big long boy. Anyway, I can't remember what this dragon is called. I think he's like a wish dragon. I'm quite sure. Anyway, pretty cool. I think he turned out amazing. I don't understand it all completely either, Lillian. I know, well, I know the way they print. I just getting my head around the way they design these slays me. However, I'll tell you right now, I think at some point Scott will probably be designing his own. These are other people's designs that we've purchased the rights to use, but the day's coming. He's been designing some jewelry for me this week that I can't wait to show you, but it's not done. But you know how he is. He'll figure it out. And then the designer of some of the other dragons, she just put out a new line of hers that are baby dragons. So they're like the same designs, only littler. So here's her crystal dragon. Do you remember the crystal dragon? I think it's the coolest of all the dragons. You know, I'm not biased. But anyway, they're babies. So they're shorter and they still have big heads, you know, because they're like toddler dragons. So they have little shorter bodies and they're kind of thicker and wider, but they're the babies. Is that not the cutest thing? I absolutely love this guy. And she did that with the rose dragon too. And I always think the rose dragon is super impressive. But she's got this cute little short body with her cute little tail. Isn't that adorable? Yeah, now I want to collect. She just actually released all of her dragons as babies. So now we have to print all the baby dragons. But look at her cute little face with her rose head. It was adorable. I just love it. Anyway, what am I going to do with all of these dragons? I haven't put them on Etsy. And the reason why is because a lot of people are putting them on Etsy. The market is so saturated right now on Etsy with this kind of stuff that it hardly seems worth the time to put them up. If you guys ever wanted to buy something like this, just send me a message and I'll make it happen for you. You know, but I haven't put them on Etsy and that's why. But we are doing a series of witches fairs or witches markets and psychic fairs this summer. And so I'm kind of hoping to just set up a lot of 3D stuff there and sell the heck out of them. But we'll find out. I think they're cool as hell. But, you know, one thing I learned working retail for so many years and owning a store is that just because you think it's cool doesn't mean anybody else does. So you really have to weigh it all out. But I know, I think these guys are super fun. Talented designers, they just amaze me. But like I said, I think Scott's not far off from being able to design some of his own stuff. I know he's not because he's already designed a few things, just not these things, but he'll get there. I'm absolutely certain. So anyway, hello to Laurie. Yeah. And hello to JR. Yeah. Go out with that attached to your shoulder like a parrot, right? Especially the longer ones. You really could, like, as you were like at a booth selling, you could certainly have one hanging around your neck, and that would definitely get people's attention. So, and especially when you can put your hands on them and like really see the amount of detail that are in them and stuff, it's freaking impressive. All props to the people who figure this shit out because it's pretty amazing. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's take a look at Luminous. You guys know Luminous is the magazine that I publish on Tuesdays, along with some help from my friends. So I'm going to share a link in both chat rooms, though you probably already received it in an email this morning. But there were a few things I wanted to touch on. The energy of this week is interesting. It's good. It's good. I know. Oh, before we do that, actually, let's talk about 1-2 day. It is 1-2 day. So what does that mean? Well, of course, it means that we're on sale over at 1-2 Listen, which is awesome. And we're also on sale. I have on sale my time-based session, a 20-minute time-based session that for a better price than the only time I can offer this price is on 1-2 day. So it's a good thing. So I'm going to share a link with you for that as well. So let me do that first, actually, so that it's put together. I don't know if you saw my joke. If you guys are on, if you've ever called me at 1-2 Listen, then you're on my list, my email list. And if you're on my email list, then whenever I send out an email, typically on 1-2 day and sometimes another time or so during the week or the month, I will send you uh, my joke, whatever it is. I actually had a bonus joke this month too, so really working hard. So I don't know if you saw the joke, but I'm going to share it with you anyway, whether you want me to or not. I'm going to post it in the chat room here really quick and then we'll get there. Uh, yes. So, all right. So here's the joke. A man walks into a bar with a backpack. He unzips the pack and takes out a mini piano. He then takes out a 12-inch man. The man begins to play the piano beautifully. The bartender walks up to the man and says, "Gee, where did you get that little man?" The guy hands him a magic lamp and says, "Rub it and make a wish." The bartender rubs it and says, "I wish I had $1,000,000. Poof! $1,000,000 come marching into the bar. The bartender looks at the man and says, "I think your lamp is broken." The man says, "Yeah. Do you really think I asked for a 12-inch pianist?" Got it? Pianist? Yeah. I know. Is that actually funny? I thought it was so funny. But and then the bonus joke. Do you want to hear the bonus joke? You know you do. The bonus joke. I just watched stumbling already. I just watched a documentary about beavers. It was the best damn show I ever saw. I'm going to admit, my 21-year-old laughed really hard at both of those jokes, so I figured that they weren't the worst. Too funny. Anyway, because it's 1-2 day, besides being here, I will be there, signed in all day over on the lines. And I do have my 20-minute TBS on sale. So I'm putting a link in both places, but you can find that by heading over to 12listen.com and just look for me, Katie Weaver, and you'll find my profile there and you'll find my time-based session there too. But it is a 20-minute time-based session for $79, which is a freaking good price. So if you need to talk to me, this is a great way to do it. You can also buy it now and use it when you're ready. Just know that the next time you call me, the computer will process that. So, if you aren't ready to use it, you kind of end up using it anyway. So, just know that that's how our computer system works. But anyway, still very good deal. And you don't have to use it today. You can pick it up and use it later if you would rather, but it's still a good way to go. So, okay. I am going to share the screen. And thank you, Terry. I'm glad you liked my joke. Sometimes I think that I'm the only person that thinks I'm funny. My family, they keep me humble, I'm afraid, is what I'm saying here. Could they be like that? When you have kids, they give you no leg up, none. You have to earn it all. All right. Well, the cover is this magical tree stump with all these purple flowers and these little I'm going to call them fairies, little winged things that are glowing. I just thought it looked perfect. I think we all would like a trip there just about now. So, the puppies. I had puppy news. So, I don't know. I'm really torn right now about what to do because I wasn't planning on picking my puppies up until Mars is done with her season because we're going to be doing some traveling. And I didn't really want to travel with the puppies. But And so the breeder initially had, said, yeah, if you, I need to keep him partway into, to May, that's completely fine. But now I'm not sure if that's the case. She's texting me saying, hey, these puppies are going to be ready. And so you can come and get them next Sunday. And I went, ugh, oh my gosh. I mean, on one hand, well, yeah, I'm ready for my puppies. But on the other, I don't know, you guys. I'm not sure what to do. They will have had one shot. They're getting a shot this weekend. And so they wouldn't be due for another shot, but they would still be under the protection of that one. And in the middle of that, I might have to just do their other shot, which is fine, but I don't know. My Boise kids said they are happy to keep them for me for a couple of weeks, but I'm not sure if that's the best route. I don't know. This little animal communicator here has some work to do to figure out exactly how we make this all work and what happens, but I am getting really excited about the idea of bringing these babies home. But the breeder sent me a picture last week of them. Their ears are starting to come up. So, with Chihuahuas, their ears are down for a long time. And as they start to get bigger, they start to stand up. These guys right now, their ears are basically just on the sides of their heads sticking straight out. And they're so freaking cute. It's hard to even believe. So I do have to share pictures of that because, well, you guys are all their, you know, you are aunties and uncles upcoming. So you have to see what your little charges are going to look like. I don't know. I'm dying. I can't believe that we're getting this close to bringing these babies home. So here's Bruno with his ears sticking out of the sides of his head, looking so handsome. And he has a heart on his forehead. Can you see that? It's so cute. And then here is Luca. Oh my God. Oh, you guys, what is going on here? Things are about to get crazy in my world. Anyway, crazier. So there's the babies, in case you were wondering. I called the magazine this week A Spark of Brilliance because this is a really creative week, inspirational week. This is a week that we should all be able to tap our creativity and work it. But I also, in my musings, I included an infographic about ideas to beat a creative block. We've all been there. And this isn't necessarily creative in the sense of writing something or, doing something as much as it is, well, doing anything. Maybe it's a block in, needing to clean your house or needing to do the laundry or needing to, do all kinds of things that you need to create or you need to do. It's not necessarily creative in the sense of, creating a piece of art or something. It could be in literally any aspect of your life that you feel blocked in. So, these are some suggestions of ways to work through that. Recharge, go outside, get some fresh air. This is really important because it helps to ground you, helps you to just, break the monotony, whatever it is that you're staring down the barrel of, so that you can get a fresh perspective. Scott does this. He amazes me. He can be like working on a car or have some kind of other issues, that he's working on, and he cannot get past it. He'll be stuck on something. He's researched the hell out of it. He's torn it apart 3 times. He's done it all and he can't figure it out every time. If he will just leave it and go to bed or go do something else for a while, 9 times out of 10 he'll come back and know exactly what to do. He amazes me. But honestly, going outside, getting some fresh air, just doing something else sometimes is the key to fixing whatever your issue is. Number 2, meditate, daydream, breathe. If nothing's happening anything anyway, do something else. Go meditate. It doesn't have to be about this thing. In fact, it probably shouldn't be, in order to give yourself an opportunity to just clear your mind. So go do a binaural beats meditation or a solfeggio tones meditation, or something like that that just helps you to just sweep your mind so that you can come back looking through a different lens. Create from a different location. Sometimes this is huge. If sitting at your desk is just not working for you, or wherever you typically do the thing that you're trying to do, go somewhere else. This is why students sometimes will go, leave their dorm room and go study in the library, not because they need anything in the library these days, they probably don't, but because they need a change of scenery. And sometimes that really helps. Back when I was writing scopes, I got really blocked and hearth scopes a long time ago, but I got really blocked. I could not churn them out. I was driving myself absolutely crazy. And I finally discovered that if I would take my laptop and go to a little local breakfast spot, and I would usually wait until like 10, so they were pretty quiet. I could go in there and order coffee and a little breakfast and open up my laptop and just kick those scopes out like nobody's business. Then load it back up and go home, and I was done. And it's so silly because I should have been able to just do them at home, but I just needed a change of pace. I needed to see something else, go somewhere else, feel something else. And when I did, that did it. It broke it. It broke the glass around that block, which was huge for me. So I really believe in creating from a different location. In fact, Scott and I, lots of times when we are working on organizing something, putting together a creative project, when I'm working on a book or something, we'll take a drive and work on it while we're driving. Like go drive up into the mountains or somewhere where you don't have any internet service, you can't be doing anything else. And then you can really talk about it, hammer it out, get ideas, on proverbial paper or whatever. But that to me also makes a big difference. Start anyway, put in the time and see what happens. This one I think is really uh, that should be clear anyway, but we don't, right? I can't tell you how many times one of my kids has had a paper due and a call looking for some help. And we end up getting on, creating a doc on Google so that we can both be looking at it at the same time. And just me sitting with them, asking a couple of questions, helping get the intro paragraph written, will suddenly start churning out a paper. And so even this person who thought that they were just too blocked, they were too stuck, they just couldn't do it, just having a starting spot somehow manages to get a lot of things going. And that's something that I have found too in the past when I felt blocked from doing lots of things, is just at least giving it a shot to see what happens. Then at least you know what you need to know, what you need to work on, things like that. And then, of course, find a new source of inspiration. Maybe what you're trying to do just isn't, maybe you're just not feeling it anymore. Maybe you need to do something different. Maybe you do need a different source of inspiration. Maybe you need to read a book, watch a movie, take a drive, talk to somebody. Sometimes that's huge. Talk to somebody who can help inspire you, give you some ideas. But beating yourself over the head when you're stuck or when you're kind of creatively blocked, it doesn't really help, right? And go easy on yourself. Yes, there's always tomorrow. You don't have to eat any elephant in a day. And sometimes you just need a break, right? We're hard on ourselves. We work ourselves awfully hard. And sometimes you just need something else. Okay. Looking at bitch scopes, Kelly wrote a masterpiece this week, I think, about this, about what's going on this week. But I wanted to share what she said about today because this is quite the day astrologically. Tuesday is a major red letter day, or maybe a pink letter day. It has some really lovely potential. Jupiter and Neptune meet up in Pisces. They are both co rulers of Pisces and haven't been there together since 1856. These two creative geniuses are happy to see each other and can't wait to see what kind of magical experiences they can cook up. There's a lot of compassion in this transit, as well as philanthropy and art. I highly recommend that you play with some manifesting tools on Tuesday. And if you are artsy, you should lean into that. These two will stay within reach of each other until the end of May. Some astrologers are watching to see if a new COVID variant shows up as a result of this conjunction. I am choosing to be in denial with my fingers stuck in my ears but it is a possibility. I can't stand anything with garlic, mint. Oh, mint toothpaste, chicken, or lavender as a result of COVID. Humph. Moving on. Oh, Kelly, I so feel you. I still have not regained my sense of smell and taste. It's been 11 months. Well, no, it's been 12 months. It was a year. I was sick last April and I still cannot smell or taste correctly. So I hear you, babe. I'm sure a lot of you guys do too. Anyway, so that's what's going on. Just a lot of pretty interesting stuff in the works. So be sure that you read bitch scopes and check out what it means for you. Hopefully, there's some gems in there for you as well. There always is for me with bitch scopes. Okay, my tip of the week is make an Ostara egg. You could do this lots and lots of ways. And honestly, it's such a nod to Ukraine right now because the egg making art that comes out of Ukraine is absolutely phenomenal. I don't know if you've seen very much of it, but it's amazing. The skill, the old traditions and skills that have been passed on as far as making eggs is unbelievable with the wax and the dye and the layers and wow. I don't really do Easter, but I do Ostara, which is past, but you know, we're lumping it all together anyway, right? so so blow an egg if you've never done that before, poke a hole in both ends with a needle, scramble the contents with a toothpick. This is really important because trying to blow a whole yolk out of a tiny hole is well, you can do it, but you'll probably burst a vein. Blow it all out into a bowl and then wash and dry it, rinse it out with water the best you can, let it dry, and then this technique is really cool. And I can't believe I didn't grab my egg. I had it sitting here to show you guys, and I didn't get it off the shelf. But you take rose petals. This works amazingly well. You'll be surprised how cool this is. Take rose petals and soak them in white glue. Just Elmer's glue is fine, or tacky glue, either way. But soak your petals in it. Let them kind of sit in it for a little bit and soak up the glue. And then pull them out and really carefully just start applying layers of your rose petals, the glue soaked ones. We're decoupaging basically around your egg. And it might take a couple of layers to fully cover the egg. And then you just let it dry. It takes overnight to let it dry. And then you tie a green ribbon around it. So the rose petals represent the blossoming of spring. And then, of course, the green ribbon is magical in itself, and that represents fertility and new growth. So, if you haven't done any eggs and you want to, that's a fun way to do it. You might also just research some other fun techniques and try a few things just for the heck of it. But for me, the egg, it is about renewal and rebirth in spring. So always think it's fun to do a few eggs every year for the hell of it. And maybe you guys will too. I don't know. I'm curious to know, do you guys do eggs? How do you do your eggs? Anything fun and interesting I'm missing out on here? I know Scott's going to be inspired. I feel like I'm going to get off this show and he's going to be like, we need to go buy some eggs. Oh, Terry, how did you do them? Oh, wow. She's got some gorgeous eggs, you guys. Wow. So did you just hand paint them? They're beautiful. Super skilled. Oh, I love it. Okay. All right. The Kindred Spirits Energy Oracle reading this week is about flow. You can watch that video. The Magic Monday message from Melissa. She was on a hike and she came across this sign on someone's property that said, "Here comes the love of your life." So she made a postcard about it. So by God, here it comes. Love that. All right. Ginger's article this week, 20 random acts of kindness. She has a beautiful list, a brilliant list. And I'm not going to read through it. Let you guys do that. But I love what she had to say. I love hearing other people's thoughts on stuff like this. And I love what she had to say. So thank you for that. I'm not going to get into a lot of true crime paranormal, but I just have to say this because you guys know you've been hearing me talk about this case now for 2 years because it happened near my house and I've been actively tracking it. So all this time, Lori Vallow the murderess in this story, who she and her well, the man she was having an affair with at the time, who she's now married to, they killed her children and buried them in his yard. You guys have all heard me talk about this case. But anyway, Lori has been in a state mental hospital now for about 10 months, uh, 9 months, 10 months. Uh, after having been found not fit to stand trial because she, well, was having some kind of a mental break, which is no big surprise considering. Anyway, the huge news came down the pipe yesterday that she has now been ruled competent. She's being transferred back to the jail, and this show is getting on the road. So, anyway, that's exciting stuff. That's actually really exciting stuff from my perspective. And here we go. So, now you know. I know. This is really big news where I live, but I know you guys. You don't all do the true crime. I get it. It's fine. Oh, okay. Terry said a Ukrainian neighbor used to gift us from time to time. Or she and her siblings when they were kids. That's amazing. Really, seriously, so gifted. Wow. Okay. Well, moving on. So I think that's it for Luminous. Oh, let's see. I was going to point out, however, Jamie does have a brand new video, and it also is about all of the cool astrological stuff happening this week. So check that out. And Anita brings us the Green Man. It is spring. So we are connecting to the ascended master known as the Green Man, and you can read more about that in her article. So there you go. That is Luminous this week. Hopefully you find some gems in there, but we got to keep going. Here's the thing. So I was kind of torn because the moon is full on Saturday. And I try to do full moon fairy tale tarot as close to the full moon as I can, but I really don't like doing it after the full moon. It seems like it's kind of a wash then. I mean, it isn't. We still have, 2 weeks of full mooniness, the full moon waxing or waning, but still it just feels wrong. So I decided today we would go ahead and do full moon fairy tale tarot. So, and I do usually try to pull the card and be ready, but well, that's not what this morning presented me with. So I'm going to pull a card right now. All right. So, of course, I'm shuffling the cards and asking the question, what do we need to know this month? For the full moon. It's just a collective reading, of course. Okay. Oh, I think this is Puss in Boots. It's the mentor. And of course, we have a cat wearing boots and a hat and a belt. Let's see. He's standing next to a tree. I always miss some of the symbology in these cards. They're really rich. Yep, there's trees. There's the buckles on his boots might be significant, and the plume in his hat. Oh, he has on a kind of a coat thing too. Okay, well, we'll leave it there and read the story, and then we'll learn what the symbology is because I always miss a lot of it on these cards. Okay, I have tried to do better, but man, there's a lot. Okay, so we're looking for major arcana. Okay, the mentor. This is why I try and do this beforehand because I hate to bore you guys with having to find the page. And this book is a little bit annoying to use, to be honest. But it's fine. It's fine. We love this book, right? And someday I'm going to find the mentor. There we go. Okay. Just when I thought I would give up. Just kidding. I'm not giving up. All right. So we've seen the card. All right. It is Puss in Boots. That's what I thought. The traditional card would be the High Priest, in case you're curious. The culture is German. The keywords are guide and advisor. So here we go. This, by the way, is the full moon, or it's not the full moon. We do that. It's the Fairy Tale Tarot by Lisa Hunt. You can find it, I think, hopefully still on Amazon. It's an older deck and book. This was in my mom's collection of things that I inherited from her, and she's been gone for 10 years. So I don't know when she bought this set, but we love it. It's a lot of fun. Once upon a time, there was a miller who left his sons all that he had: a mill, his donkey, and a cat. The elder sons received the mill and donkey, but the youngest was given the cat. The youngest son, unlike his brothers, who could merge their resources and do just fine, despaired that he couldn't do much with a cat. But then the cat spoke up, for it was no ordinary cat. "Good master," said the cat, "if you trust me and bring me a pair of boots and a bag, you will find me quite useful." Astonished, the young lad looked at his talking cat and decided it would be wise to get him what he needed. The cat confidently put on the boots, slung the bag over his shoulder, and went off to a rabbit warren as Puss in Boots. Though cunning, he caught a plump rabbit and brought the kill to the king. "Your Highness," said the magical cat, "this is a gift from the noble lord, the Marquis of Cabarrus." The king was delighted and thought the Marquis of Cabarrus must be a special sort if he was in possession of a talking cat. He instructed Puss to thank his master for the gift. Then Puss returned to the wood and caught 2 fine partridges, which he carried to the king as another gift from his master. Again, the king was much obliged, and this time offered the cat food and drink. This continued until one day Puss learned of an outing that the king and his beautiful daughter would be taking by the riverside. Puss advised his master, "You must trust me if you want your fortunes to change. Strip yourself of clothing, and when I say jump into the water, just do it." The young man had nothing to lose. Hey, why not expose yourself to the king and his daughter? Sexual harassment makes a good fairy tale. No, no, it doesn't. The young man had nothing to lose, so he jumped in when Puss told him to. Meanwhile, the king and his lovely daughter drove by in their coach and saw the distraught cat yelling, "Help! My lord, the Marquis of Cabarrus is drowning." What? Recognizing the cat as the feline who brought him gifts, the king ordered his guards to save the man. "My master's clothes have been stolen, sire," cried the cat. Seeing the truth of the matter, the king had the Marquis of Cabarrus clothed in royal finery. The Marquis looked so dashingly handsome and regal in his new clothes that the princess began falling madly in love with him. Seeing that his plan was working, Puss dashed to the fields and showed off his claws to the workers. "Pretend you're tending the Marquis of Cabrera's lands, or I will shred you into mincemeat." The workers nodded and went back to their tasks. When the king stopped and asked the field workers whom they were working for, they replied, "The Marquis of Cabrera's." Carabas. I've been saying that wrong the whole time. Carabas. In reality, the fields belonged to a tyrannical ogre who enslaved people to toil on his land. Always a step ahead of the king, Puss arrived at the ogre's grand castle. Puss bowed and introduced himself. "Greetings, sir. Is it true that you can shapeshift into other animals?" The ogre suspiciously eyed the audacious feline before showing off his special transformation talents. The ogre stooped over and changed into a lion. Puss acted fearful at the sight of such a magnificent beast, before the satisfied ogre changed back into his natural form. "That's a mighty fine trick, but can you change into a small animal?" asked the clever cat. The ogre changed into a mouse and was about to squeak when the cat swallowed him up. What the heck? Come on, man. You couldn't see that coming? After admiring the expansive grounds belonging to the Marquis of Carabas, the king saw the impressive castle at the end of the road. I must see who the owner of that castle is, he thought. And who opened the door when the king knocked? Puss in Boots, of course. How did this cat? Is this how cats would act if we gave them boots? Listen, do or don't give your cats boots. I don't know. Welcome to the castle of the Marquis of Carabas, said the cat grandly. The king was most impressed and did not hesitate to ask the Marquis to be his son in law. The princess was more in love than ever with such a fine specimen of royalty, and soon they were married. Puss in Boots was declared a lord, and everyone lived happily ever after. So, what is the message for us this full moon cycle? To be a bunch of liars? To be resourceful? To be resourceful. All right, let's see what the author says. Symbols and meaning. The cat is our guide. It is cunning and wise and can provide us with valuable lessons. The path is illuminated with dappled lighting. It is juxtaposed with shadows, which imply that challenges lie ahead. The forest is littered with thorn bushes and broken limbs, symbols of obstacles and potential suffering. It is a place where referring to our inner animal guides and mentors will be necessary. The cat wears a belt, signifying strength and mastership. The three feathers are emblems of individuality. The bag over the cat's shoulder and could contain clues to his ability to assume human-like qualities. The large bag contains gifts for the king, symbols of potentiality. Ivy vines are crawling up a tree representing monetary growth. The mushrooms on the tree trunk contain magical powers and remind us of the supernatural forces at work. The rocks are symbols of stability. The cat's strategic foot placement on rocks further solidify his position as a trustworthy mentor. Is he though? He lied to everyone to get you what you wanted. Is that okay? The mentor can provide us with fundamental knowledge as we proceed to explore new terrain. It's important to embrace our animal instincts and follow the model of our animal teachers. By referring to our inner animal, we can draw from a resource of innate wisdom that may provide to be useful in certain situations. Well, okay then. Here's my takeaway. For the next 2 weeks, or at least once we move into the full moon cycle, that you do ask for help, that you do reach out to people that can support you, that you do maybe look towards a mentor for something that you're working on. This all makes a lot of sense to me. It also speaks to me of being resourceful and creative with what you have and with what you need to do. So that's where I'm at. Pamela said, sounds like a scam to me, right? Sid said, Puss reminded me a lot of Frake Abagnale. Yeah, the con man supreme from the movie Catch Me If You Can, right? This is Puss, man, just living it up, doing whatever the hell he wants. Okay. Jumping back in the other chat quickly here. Let's see. Oh, I promised, Renee. Thank you so much for saying that. It's here. I actually managed to somehow knock Kathleen's book and the Fairy Tale Tarot book on the floor behind my desk, and I could not get it, and had to have Scott come and save me a little while ago before the show. Yeah. But let's do that now. And then if we have any extra time, we can do a reading or two. But let's get to that next so that we don't forget. And thank you, Renee, for reminding me. She knows this brain. Sometimes. Okay. Here's Kathleen's book. We are treating it like bibliomancy. We're just asking what do we need to know this week and flipping to a chapter. feel like I need to I don't know. I need to break the spine of this book a little bit, I think. Okay. There we go. Archangel Ariel. This is chapter 70, in case you're curious. I come to you to offer my assistance in any way that you can use help. My name means Light of God, and I can assist in a variety of ways. As you go through your day, know that all you have to do is call my name, and I will be there for you. I can help you clarify a situation and seek the truth. As all you go through your day, I can see that you are beginning to realize that help is there for the asking, and I speak for all when I say, we are happy to see this. You are glorious beings, and it is time to again know that needing help does not take anything away from you and your abilities. Asking for help will only extend your time and grow into the knowledge of your abilities. Interesting, since we just pulled that mentor card. Your light shines daily, although some of you have light that is clouded by fear and doubt. Know that you need not go anywhere or do anything to receive this light. The light is within you. It's time to awaken to it. By asking for help, even in this area, you do not diminish what or who you are. You will receive help, and then you can open yourself more completely without being weighed down by problems you perceive in your life. I come to tell you that when you are ready to loosen your need to control everything in your life, you will awaken to the glorious world around you. You will begin to accept our help as an extension of you and your gifts rather than weakness. Now is the time to remove the dark glasses that you wear and see the glory that is you. Now is the time to ask for all of the help that is awaiting you, for in the asking you will receive and you will change your view of the world around you and of yourself. We see each and every one of you as filled with strength and light. Know that you may live more fully in this strength and light by asking us to assist you in relieving your fears, doubts, and anything else that prevents you from fully experiencing your true self. We are here for you. We will help you in every way to awaken to knowledge that lies within, to awaken to the glory that is you, to awaken to the great influence that you have on those whose lives you touch, to awaken to joy, to love, and to the compassion toward yourself and others which lies within you. Ask us and be open to receive, so that your changing vibration will assist the earth plane and yourself to be everything you are meant to be. I leave you with love and my sincere offer of assistance in every facet of your lives. Live each day with joy and laughter and call on us to help you maintain this way of life. Oh, I love that. Archangel Ariel. I have, as a medium, I've worked with Archangel Ariel many, many times in helping people to cross over. It's kind of a rare thing, but helping people to cross over when they need to, especially children. I've also worked with a lot of kids who get scared at night that call in Archangel Ariel to sit with them. There's, once upon a time, we always taught kids to call in Archangel Michael, which is completely fine. But sometimes Michael's energy is too much. It's too big for little children. And Archangel Ariel is more mothering, less of a warrior, more of a mama. And I always see her as gold and pink, and she's a great one for that. And she's also a good one to call in to help you work with animals, especially scared animals that are uh, combative and afraid. She's really comforting. So, anyway, that's a great card. That's or a great. It's not a card, but that's a great reading. Thank you, Kathleen, for that. Let's see. I wanted to answer a question for JR. She said, I don't know if you're taking questions, but if you are, I'd like to get some energy healing. Tomorrow I'm going to the dentist, but today I have tooth pain. Oh, dang it. Yes, babe, let's get on that. Energy healing with teeth is really interesting. You can actually make teeth hurt a lot worse. So you have to do it correctly and be careful. Because if you're just packing energy into a tooth that already hurts, you just make it hurt worse. So you actually go below the tooth. You start like at the jaw level and push your way up rather than pack in, if that makes sense. So I'm actually working from your jaw level and I'm just pushing energy up and through to help release some of the pressure that's already building there rather than me adding to it because that's not going to help you. So that's the kind of energy work that you need, of course, but also I'm going to add some aquamarine, some really cooling light to that to help see if we can help remove some of the heat. I'm sure glad you're going to the dentist, though. You definitely need to get some help on this one so that you can get feeling better. Tooth pain is so hard because you cannot get away from it, you know? All right, JR. And I'm just going to hold space for you that the dentist has a quick fix for you that at least can get you out of pain immediately so that you can get going on your path here. I'm sorry, babe. It does suck. All right, Deb would love a card if I have time. Let's pull a card from the Psychic Tarot. Hello, love life. You can ask a really fast question. We are like right at the end of the show, but if you throw something at me really fast, I might be able to take it. Yeah, okay, Deb. Something about Easter has some stress in it for you, or almost some like heartache is what I feel. Not necessarily stress, kind of a letdown or some heartache. All right, the card. Okay, good. The card is light. This to me is the most positive card in this deck. Light. There's hope in this. There is, well, light in this. I think it's a big reminder here that this is you, right? And that life's what you make it. And if you can, you do Easter how you want to do it. And if you have people around you that are letting you down or dropping you, I feel like this is a big opportunity for you to just do your thing. Do whatever you want to do. If other people want to get in line with that, great. If they don't, oh well. You always end up having to uh, change your plans or adapt your plans or just go along with everyone else's plans because if not, you kind of get left behind. I think this is an opportunity for you to be like, well, this is what I'm doing. So if you guys want something to do with that, great. And if not, I'm going to be happy either way. I feel like this is one of those moments for you. Love Life said, may I ask what AV talked about me with my coworkers recently? I don't know exactly what they talked about, Love Life, but I am going to tell you that I feel like there is some deceit around this. There's some gossip and deceit going on that I don't think is in your favor. Uh, I feel like you need to just be really clear with your supervisors about what your intentions are and what you're doing, and try to stay out of the fray. That just feels like a really toxic place, and it feels like there's kind of a tendency there to pick at people, and there's always someone there who's getting picked at, and that may be you at this point. So I'm sorry for that. You don't deserve it, that's for sure. All righty, guys. Yeah, I'm beyond time, I know. So, oh, Dawn, really quick. Dawn had to put her dog down today. I need to know if we did the right thing. Okay, Dawn, really fast. I know my producer's yelling at me. I have to go. Dawn, I'm going to ask really quick. No, you did the right thing. You had to do it. I have no doubt about that. And we can go into it deeper later if you'd like to, but I feel like at this point, it's just important for you to know that this had to happen when it was excruciating. And I'm very, very sorry for your loss, but it wasn't the wrong decision. No. Alrighty. You guys know I'm a professional psychic advisor over at 12listen.com. That's number one, number two, listen.com. And we have a huge sale going on today for 1-2 days. So come over and call me if I can help you in any way. I'll be back next week. Thanks so much for being here. This has been yet another production of 1-2 Radio. You've been listening to The Katie Weaver Show. Take care.